looks like this broadcast was deleted on Facebook.
What?
Okay, whatever. We just won't go live on there.
Are we live?
I don't
I think
know.
we're live on YouTube. So hello, everybody. Hello. We got a weird message that this isn't on
Well, you
Facebook,
know
but
why I think that happened? So, sorry, this is like total. Hi, everyone. Um, we StreamYard does some new thing apparently where whenever I create a thing, it creates an event on Facebook. And that
oh,
happened last week. And I was like, well, if I just delete the event before people are like, oh, I'm going to that, then it won't happen. So I deleted the event.
oh,
And I
yeah.
think
I don't know if that's a Facebook thing or a StreamYard thing
it's a
or
new StreamYard thing. I
oh,
saw it
is it?
pop up when I went to
Okay.
create it.
I mean,
So
yeah, okay. So we're still figuring that out, but hopefully people on Facebook will find their way over here. Welcome, everybody that is here. Let's see who we have here. We need to do this not on the computer with a camera so that we don't shake everything. Of course, we know we've got Stacy and Jeanna because they're in the green room right now.
spoiler.
Well, oh, that is a spoiler. They didn't know. Well,
No.
that's what you get for coming in early. You get the 411. I guess we also have JT and Jen in there. So
Spoiler.
we've got a lot of fun guests today that we're going to be getting on board here. But hello to Cruising on the High Seas. G'day, g'day, g'day. And hello, Mr. Paul Vines. How are you today? And of course, the wonderful Meg.
Hey, Meg, if you haven't seen it, check your messenger.
Yes, there were some interesting things delivered in Messenger today, weren't there? And then we've got Fintastic Cruising. Oh, wait, that's me. And then we've got Koba the Koala,
That's Rebecca.
Rebecca,
Welcome, Rebecca.
and I assume, oh no, I can't think of his name.
Re-
The monkey,
oh, Harold.
Harold. Oh, Harold Mod. Harold, hello, Harold, as well. Let's Harold in Harold. And then we've got Mr. Roddy Woodworking, Ed Roddy there. Welcome, Ed, and welcome to the Moonlight Adventures. I know the beard's not purple. Every time I see your icon there, I think, oh, purple beard, but it's not purple anymore. So I think you need to make that like a full-time thing.
I mean, I highly recommend purple hair.
But welcome, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Good to have you here tonight. And look at that. We've got uns Darian he's not really from Germany, but he's quite fond of Germany and spaghetti ice. Hello from Ocala. And we've got, who else we got in the house? Oh, look at that. The one, the only, Dewey. Hey, Dewey.
Hey.
Good to see you here, my friend. Who else we got around here? Who are these? Oh, it's the Down Under Cruisers. G'day all. Kimbra, what can I say? Gorgeous as always. The background, that is. Wow. How about throwing out the compliment and then reeling it back in? I don't know. What would you rather get a compliment on, the background or you?
I don't know.
I threw it for a loop there, didn't I? And Mr. Kevin Counts, Bon Beanie, my friend, Bon Beanie, and happy Aloha Friday. Heck yeah. I am so glad it is Friday. And Cruise Talk here. Of course, we got him in the box down below. So we have said hi to him. Mr. Todd Blount. Todd sent us some stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff and things. Some well, first of all, where is that bookmark?
It's back here.
It's right here. Is it in an arm's length? Todd, as our 3D printing buddy here, sent us this really cool bookmark here. Pretty cool. Thank you for that, Todd. Awesome. But also send us some ghost pepper jam, which is, I'm saying, jaman. I had some of that on my toast last weekend with a little bit of butter. Look, I had to mix it up. I had one slice of toast with butter and ghost pepper jam, and I had one slice of toast with butter and Vegemite.
That's what I was looking
for. I alternated eating.
I brought it in here.
Oh, yes. And The 3D printed Reno.
Ciao, Reno.
Tell Reno. Oh, he must have heard that. Reno's been in a weird mood today. Like we thought he had to go to the bathroom. He just wanted to play.
Which is not like Reno at all.
Suddenly the dog is young again. I don't know. He drank from the fountain of youth or something. Something happened. And then also some salsa, which no, not that kind of salsa. Is that even how you salsa? I don't know.
Not really.
No. Anyway.
Might be how you salsa.
It's probably as good as it gets. But I broke into that tonight because I hadn't had any chips. So tonight we went to the grocery store on the way home to get some dinner. And I'm getting some chips. Very good. Very tasty. Thank you so much, Todd, for those gifts.
Harold is at work.
Appreciate it. Harold's at work. Oh, okay. Well, monkey's got to earn some bucks, right? We got Larry in here. Hey, Larry. I missed your live stream last night because, it started at 10 o'clock and I had to work today. Little did I know I'd be up at 4 a.m. listening to my neighbors jam to whatever they jam to. But I did listen to it, kind of watch it today at work. So good interview there with the one, the only Kenny as well. And then what else we got? Because it's 8:30, so I see you're kind of zooming through.
Well, I'm just trying to
hit everybody.
Get started. Yeah.
Hello, Tony G, 1975.
Did you say hi to Cruise Talk?
I did say hi to Cruise Talk.
Okay.
Both audibly and it was both audible, but one anyway.
All right. Are you ready to start this puppy?
I'm ready to start this. Is this a puppy?
Woof.
Everybody on the show tonight's a dog person except for me. I mean,
even the dog is a dog person.
The dog is a person dog. That sounds like a lycanthrope. Okay, anyway.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Come with me, we're going on a Fintastic Cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your Fintastic Cruise.
Bon Beanie, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And we do welcome you, which is what Bon Beanie means, and Papiamento to this podcast. Great to have you guys here tonight. We have 4 amazing people that we're going to bring up in just a moment and talk about something very exciting. If you read the title, then you may have a clue of what it's about. But first, Kimbra, do we have any breaking news?
I don't know if it's breaking, but we have a group cruise.
I heard breaking news is hard to do. No, that's breaking up is hard to anyway.
You gonna break up with me?
No. Let's talk about the group cruise.
Way to change the subject.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a group cruise for the Fintastic Cruising family on March 12th.
March 12th of 2023.
Do you know how many days that
in
is?
The year of our Lord 2023.
Do you know how many days that is?
A lot of days. It's a lot of days. And here's the thing. It's not just a Fintastic Cruising group cruise that's in 120 days, much like the old MTV show 120 minutes. Anyway, I digress. It's also the second Helping Hands for Cruising recipient cruise.
Look at that.
I know it's my head. It's our head. And we're excited about that because we just, of course, got off of the first one and it was a whole heck of a lot of fun. And so we're looking forward to having the second one happen during our group cruise. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, as they say. And you too can share in this fun and exciting adventure. All you have to do is send an email to fintastictravel@gmail.com.
Fintastictravel@gmail.com.
That's right. And yeah, so that's that. That's our little commercial there.
Yep,
right?
That's it. Why did it not go away? Because I didn't hit the go away button. Ha.
There we go.
There we go.
Listening to the audio version, that's probably very confusing. Just there were still thumbnails and things and graphics up. Anyhow, I don't want to waste any more time because we do have these people that are graciously giving us their time to hang out with us tonight and talk about this exciting news. So, without any further ado,
Are you ready to bring them on?
I'll just bring them on unless you don't want to bring them on.
Well,
Do you not want to bring our
Do we
guests
want
on?
to tell them why they're here? Or
Well,
you want to do it while they're
I don't know.
on?
This is how well we've planned this episode out.
Yeah, so planned. Like, I don't know.
What do you want to do? I don't know. Let's just bring them on, then we'll talk about it.
Are they ready?
Are you ready? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready.
Oh, well, he shook his
Okay,
head,
all right.
So we'll go ahead and bring him on.
Here we go. All right, so welcome, Bon Beanie, to you guys. Of course, it's always weird, I guess this is how the real TV people feel, because it's like they already talk. We already talked to you guys, and now we're saying welcome as if we just saw you for the first time. But really, anyway. We have here the beautiful Jen and the okay looking JT right there.
Thanks, Matt.
And then down below we have the beautiful Jeanna and the handsome Stacy.
Thank you.
Now JT's gonna be like, "What?
When he just
that man." No, really, we do appreciate you guys coming on, and there's a good reason that we are having you guys all here tonight. Because we are announcing our next cruise after our group cruise that we're going. It's not a group cruise,
Unless we happen to book a random one between the two,
which is unlikely because I have no wellness right now. But and no money. But we are going on a cruise with the four of you, and we are looking forward to it. And when is that happening?
Oh, me.
Whoever, anybody.
It's happening September of 2023.
Yes.
September of 2023. And what per se ship? That doesn't make any sense. What ship is it on?
Should we say it on the count of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
Hold on. Wait.
Is it on 3 or after 3?
Oh.
I would say after 3.
Because I can't say 3.
Are we doing cruise line and ship or just ship?
Just the ship.
I went straight to the Holy Hand Grenade countdown from Money
so
Grill, but you guys
after 3 and just ship. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay.
1,
2, 3.
Celebration.
We didn't decide if we should say the definite article. Is it the definite? Anyway, we're going on the celebration, which really is a thing to celebrate for many reasons. One, it is Carnival's newest ship, and all 6 of us, I can count, are Carnival fans. In fact, let's start with Stacy and Jeanna. You guys have cruised before many times, and mostly or all on Carnival, right?
all but 1.
All but one. So
We did, Alaska was on Celebrity.
right.
Yep.
So you guys are fans of the Carnival.
Yep.
And JT and Jen, you have dipped your toes into other cruise lines, but I don't know. Is Carnival your favorite cruise line, or it's? I know you like it, but
She's waiting.
the same.
No, I think for both of us, our favorite cruise line is Carnival, and I think it's because of the energy,
Yeah.
the inclusive food, But we've done Carnival, we've done NCL a couple times on an odd ship that they have. We've done a couple Oasis class ships, and then we've done, back when it was Bahamas Paradise, we did a 2-night on the old Carnival Celebration, which is
okay. Wait, I've been on the fishing boat at John's Pass, but that doesn't really count, does it? Because it's like.
Hey, I've been on a fishing boat at John's Pass. Okay, come on now.
Paradise is yeah. That's a whole nother episode there.
Yeah, it's an
episode already.
Got someone for that in December.
There we go.
So what's December? Did you tell me what?
No. I've got someone going on that in December.
Oh,
I'm sure it's better now.
oh yeah. So
Well, so it's, I guess, Margaritaville now.
yes, right. And not to hijack everything, but at the time before the pandemic, they had 2 ships. They had the old Carnival Celebration and the Costa. I don't know what it was Costa wise, but we went when the Oasis, the crane fell on the Oasis. that was our anniversary. So we were going on a group cruise with Mr. Traveler, and it got canceled because the crane fell on the Oasis. So I couldn't get on any other cruise on Royal, so I got us on that ship, and it was nice to get away for the weekend, but the ship was rough.
It's not the same. It's not the same experience, but it's an experience. So
It was an experience.
it was. I mean, I personally feel that Jimmy Buffett in Margaritaville doesn't do anything small.
Right.
Although that vessel's small, but when they put their name on something, I think they go for it. Now, it's hard on
it does give it hope.
Right,
sure.
right.
Yeah.
And I belong to a lot of the Facebook groups for the Margaritaville, and everybody seems to love it.
Good.
So at some point, I think maybe when they get the bugs worked out, we'll go on it. But
We're going literal bugs, though, right?
No, not little. I mean, this is Florida. You never know.
Never know.
Look, I root for all cruise lines,
Definitely.
even Virgin, and I want Margaritaville to become successful and just be one more option. I want all the cruise lines to push the other cruise lines because that is only going to be a win for us. But we are going on the, I always want to say the Carnival Celebration, but it's not. That's like these new XL ships. They're not calling them the Carnival blah blah blah. They're just calling it the Mardi Gras, the Celebration. What's the third one?
I think Celebration is Carnival Celebration.
Right. They only did that for Mardi Gras.
And Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. Okay. Well, that's good then, because that'll make it easy, my life easier. So we're going on the Carnival Celebration, and I have to say that this is happening really thanks to Stacy and Jeanna, because you guys were like, you were like, hey, we're booking this cruise. It'd be really fun if you guys went, and we were like, we like Stacy and Jeanna, and we like the Mardi Gras, so let's do that. And then JT and Jen were like, I don't remember if you guys wanted to do it or we asked. I don't even remember, but we like cruising with. Well, we haven't cruised with Jen yet.
She's like, what?
JT wouldn't let her go on the last one, but
no, that's no.
But no, they live fairly close to us, so we've been hanging out with them quite a bit, and so we really enjoy their company and just talking cruising. Because here's the thing, we've hung out with all you guys, and all we do is sit there and just talk about cruising. And those of you that are listening right now in the chat, whatever it may be, if you're involved in a podcast like this, you're probably like that too, where you could literally sit down and just talk about cruising for hours on end, and you're still comfortable with that conversation. That's what these folks are. So thank you, Stacy and Jeanna, for kind of kicking us in the butt and getting us to do this, because honestly, Celebration wasn't really on my radar. Not because I didn't want to sail on it, just because the future's, there's so much stuff happening, and like we're trying to get to Australia, and now we're doing this married thing. So she didn't know that. I knew that at the time. Anyway,
you're about to get smacked. You might want to watch
when did we book this cruise? How long ago?
I don't know. It's been months,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
There's a chance I knew.
No.
There's a chance I knew.
We were booked actually for the same ship and the same itinerary, and some things came up in the personal life, and then you told us, hey, we're going to go this. Why don't you join us? And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no brainer. I'd already cruised with you guys and had a great time hanging out with you guys and snorkeling, and Kimbra hanging out at the Lighthouse Bar. Yeah, baby.
I know. I'm going to have to stop drinking.
No, if you listen to Larry, and I think
you can only drink with JT.
Maybe I said, yeah,
Larry's in there.
You listen to Larry, he'll tell you some stories about Aruba that maybe shouldn't be told. I don't know.
You gotta give me one day on each cruise, and I may have a few too many drinks. And it's just the one day, and then I'm good after that.
So
yeah, you were good the whole week.
I mean, I was
good that day too. Actually, you were really good that day.
let me ask you guys, Stacy and Jeanna. You have not been on Mardi Gras yet, okay? And that's our favorite ship is Mardi Gras, and so I'm really looking forward to Celebration. What made you guys want to book Celebration?
Just
The timing was there.
yeah,
Definitely, the timing was there.
the timing was right, and just the big new ship. Just want to see it since we hadn't been on the Mardi Gras, and that was at the time where we wanted to cruise. So we figured, hey, why not?
So speaking of where we wanted to cruise, where is this cruise going? Well, first of all, where's it leaving from, and then where is it going?
And where's it coming back to?
Hopefully the same.
It's never
It is
coming back.
September, so who
Never
knows?
coming
But
back.
hopefully the same port.
Leaving out of Miami and coming back to Miami. And it's going to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao.
So, from my experience thus far, that's the perfect itinerary because I love the ABC Islands. I mean, I love a lot of the other islands as well, but I have not even begun to scratch the surface of those three. And Bonaire was so awesome. Love Curacao and Aruba. So, yeah, this is really an awesome cruise.
In Aruba, we could do like a catamaran sail and snorkel.
We could do
We've
that.
done that like twice.
Yeah.
The
You've
second
done
one
that
wasn't
twice?
as good as the first one.
I can, she can.
It was kind of a joke.
Yeah, that's the one where they
Oh,
Anyway,
is that a last cruise kind of joke? Sorry, we weren't.
yeah, that was a
Yeah, that Larry says, keep the rum punch away from Kimbra.
yeah. She was twerking it. I'll leave it at that.
Let's just say Larry still owes me like 20s, lots of them.
To be fair, he owes me money too because I was working a little bit as well.
You were twerking what?
He
I
said
was
he was.
working too. There were.
Did you miss that?
Yes, I did. Sorry. Let me talk about that.
Four of us.
Hold on.
He said that last
Twerking.
weekend.
And Larry's just sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah. Ron from Ron Sees America, and then Rebecca, who's doesn't. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but and then yes, so
You can twerk.
it was a good time. It was a good time. We had fun. It was fun. It was a good time. But
Rebecca said, don't let Matt play it off. He was getting down.
I was getting down. I was getting down. I'm like, I'm gonna earn some money too. Anyway.
I don't think I've seen enough bourbon in you yet. So we might.
this was so the cool thing about that excursion is that they just start pouring the Aruba Ribas and the rum punches and what they had something else going too, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. And,
I'm all for that.
yeah, and it was real fast. And after a good couple of snorkels, I'd worked up a little bit of an appetite, and it's hot, so you're quenching the thirst and stuff. So
something
easy.
It's weird. I go on an excursion in the Caribbean, and I'm like, okay, I'll take more. And they're like, whoa, slow down. But they're like free for you. What's wrong? What's wrong?
I've been on this excursion once before. It was the same thing. They were pouring Fireball down people's, like they were like,
oh God.
and they were pouring the Fireball. They didn't do that on this one, but it didn't get quite that crazy. But yeah, they were slinging them freely. And when we were in Bimini, it was the same thing.
Bimini,
They were
they were
after
like,
the snorkel. They were like, we
Yeah,
got
they were
30
like,
minutes back to the
you've
ship.
got to finish this. This cooler could not go back full.
We helped
I'd
them
be
out.
like, okay.
There was pole
That's
dancing
where
at
we
that
pole
one,
danced.
But
so.
there was nobody there.
Whoa, what?
In the community, so-
What have I missed? Oh my God.
Apparently a lot.
A lot. I need to cruise with you guys more. Wait. I draw the line. Matt on a pole dance. No.
Oh, it
was fun.
Don't knock it till you fall. Okay.
Oh man.
Let's talk about the celebration though. So Celebration is going to be the newest of Carnival ships, the newest XL ship, which is Carnival's biggest ships by far. So it's got some of the things that Mardi Gras has and a little bit of different stuff. So the things it has, let's start with the things it has that the Mardi Gras has got on there that I think was really exceptional. First of all, the thing that I think the Vista class messed up, and I'm a fan of Vista class ships, so I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression. But the thing that I think that there's two things that Vista got wrong. There's a lot they got right. There's two things they got wrong. One is the main theater. Main theater is terrible. Flat floor, movable chairs. No. They got that right on XL class. The second thing that they got wrong is that when you walk in, the atrium is gone. You have the LED, which is cool. The LEDs are cool, but it's underwhelming. There's no overwhelming, awe-inspiring experience. And you think, well, okay, but that's only valid when you first walk on the ship. But I don't know. To me, as much as, and I love the Horizon and I love the Vista, but that is something that is always just feels like it's missing.
Now, hold on. When you get on Mardi Gras, it's a little, in my opinion, the Mardi Gras is a little even less underwhelming until you make that right turn all the way around, and then you see the heartbeat of that ship. You see,
right. But it is there. It is there. So when you
that first second, it's not.
You're right. And I remember getting on that ship and being like, "Oh, here we go again." But when you turn that corner,
yes.
I think that they have sort of combined the two concepts into something that's better. So what we're talking about is on Mardi Gras, it's called Center Stage, right? And on Celebration, it's called something else because we just saw that
Celebration Central.
And so
is that right?
I think so.
That's good because I heard it one time.
If not, we're going with it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So it's not as tall as maybe your old school traditional atrium, but it is tall. It is very tall, but it's a big, wide, open space. And there's a big stage there. And when I first saw it, I thought, this is going to be weird for stuff to happen there. It's not weird. It actually works really well. It's a great way to have like a center kind of Times Square-ish area of the ship. And it's really nice. It's really open. Everything is kind of feels like it's just within that vicinity, even though it's not exactly, and everything is easy to get to from that point. It's a really cool design concept that they have on Mardi Gras. And again, they have this on Celebration. So that's pretty cool. Now, another thing that they have on the Celebration that is on Mardi Gras, which is on all the Carnival ships now, is the Alchemy Bar. But the Alchemy Bars, I think it's a little different shape on this one. What are you laughing at? Oh, there you go. Larry's giving you $5 right now.
Oh my God.
It's Canadian dollar, so it's not really worth anything. But
oh man.
But no, this is a really cool thing. The Alchemy Bar is great. It's a very unique kind of bar, and it's got a little more bar space, I think, on the XL class. It's a good spot. I like the Alchemy Bar on other ships too, though. So I'm not saying it's better necessarily than other ships, but it's as good as other ships. And then the other bar that the Mardi Gras has that is really cool is the fortune teller, and that was my biggest concern. Is that the Celebration doesn't have a fortune teller bar, and I really like the cool drinks, the fortune teller, but I'm like, I'm the old weird artsy punk rock guy, so I like the voodoo and all that kind of ghoulish emo stuff, but they don't have that on this one. So I was like, what are they going to do? Instead, they have the Latitudes bar, and the Latitudes bar kind of, it changes locations sort of with some of the visuals. It takes you around the world, and they've opened that space up. They made it a much bigger venue than the fortune teller, because that was a problem with fortune teller, is that there wasn't a lot of room at the bar because it was a very popular venue. And they, from one video we watched, is JJ Cruise, right?
Mm-hmm.
JJ Cruise, which is a good video to watch on Celebration. And they said that they have drinks from around the world, which I'm for quantity over quality. No, I'm for quality over quantity. When it comes to
no, be honest.
As I sip my bourbon and
there you go. I mean, look. So we've been on the Mardi Gras twice, And we have, like, the first time we found a really good bartender, and there's the key words, good bartender. We found a really good bartender at Center Stage Bar, and we hung out there all week. Our second time, Guy's Pig and Anchor Bar. We found two or three
good ones.
Really good. And like, we were in really bad weather that time, and they made sure that, Jen was in the room, wasn't feeling so hot. And one of them was like, here, take this to Jennifer, and I promise you in a couple hours she'll be better, even though it's rough. They're looking after us, right? So I took her over, took the concoction, and in a couple hours she was ready to go, hammering some drinks down. So it is about the atmosphere, because the bar that you're talking about, I thought the atmosphere was cool and the bubbles, but it wasn't us. For us, having some good drinks and meeting new people, and the bartenders, to us, I think, made a big difference. But we did go to that bar a couple times and enjoyed the bubble and the cool concoctions and the smoker. It was cool. It was cool.
Well, and Pig and Anchor has some interesting drinks too, like with the bacon and stuff. And to your point,
the margarita or Bloody Marys. Yeah.
As much as I enjoyed the voodoo vibe, we spent more time at the Alchemy Bar because of the bartenders. And now, those of you that are not familiar with Kimbra and I, we're not actually very big drinkers typically on the cruise, except when we cruise with JT. But normally we don't drink all that much. Like we've failed the drink package multiple times now, so we've finally learned our lesson.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, there you go.
But I do. For me, most of the time on a cruise, I like to have a few good drinks, but I like unique drinks. I like fun drinks. I like something that I can't just go down and get at the local. Not that I go to the local bar, but if I did, that I couldn't get at the local bar. So that's why I'm excited about the Latitudes Bar, because I think they're going to ring those bells for me, and I'm pretty excited about that. But there's a lot of other, there's a lot of bars on the ship. But let's talk a little bit about food, because I think that is really one of the areas where Mardi Gras and Celebration have really kicked it up a notch to really, for a Carnival ship, to really kind of enhance that food experience. And the JJ Cruise video, they mentioned, and we just watched it like before we did this podcast, so I didn't get to like count and check it, but I'm sure they're pretty reliable. They said 27 eatery venues on the ship. And I thought, wow, 27. Now, I don't know if they're counting like, sections of the buffet or what, but there are a lot more food options on these XL class ships than on others. And let's start with the basics.
So before we do that, I have a question for Stacy and Jeanna, because they haven't been on the Mardi Gras.
Oh,
right.
So which of those new venues are you guys most excited for?
Are you talking about food or drink?
The
Or
bars
food.
or the food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one, Kimbra?
Bars or food?
Yeah.
Food. I'm most looking forward to Shaq's Big Chicken.
That's a good answer.
How about you?
I'm not sure yet. All of it.
She wants to experience it. You have to find out what they're looking forward to.
To support Stacy's comment there,
yes,
I am not a chicken guy for a sandwich, right? But I've traveled all over the country, all over the world, and that is the best piece of freaking chicken I've ever had my entire life. Unfortunately,
I'm okay.
But how do you take a big piece of white meat chicken, I don't understand, and make it juicy,
right,
moist?
Yeah.
Now, I don't do chicken for breakfast. She does, and she loves it. But in the big Aristotle.
Their breakfast sandwich is the best.
Oh, big Aristotle, Stacy. That's all I'm saying right there for there. It is so good. So good.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Big chicken. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why Carnival is my favorite, and I think I think Kimbra is on the same ship with me on this. Is the Guy's Burger? We both. I know that some people don't like Guy's Burger, but we love Guy's Burger camp.
Me
And the
too.
Blue Iguana. We love the Blue Iguana camp. We're in that camp as well. And I got to tell you, I chose Big Chicken over Guy's Burger on a couple meals, and that is not something I would have anticipated because I am also like I'll eat a chicken sandwich, but it's not like usually if there's a burger and a chicken sandwich, I'm going for the burger. Like that's very rare that I would go unless I'm like it's healthier and I'm trying to be healthy or something like that. But I'm not making that decision based on like my preferences. But I did on because it's like so juicy and delicious, and we had to try them all like Pokemon chicken sandwiches of the sea. And the breakfast, I'm like you, JT. I'm like chicken is not a breakfast meat.
For me, it's not. But it was good.
They got like a spicy breakfast,
like a spicy honey.
Yeah, sweet and spicy. Yeah,
it was yummy.
I was all about it. All about it. Yeah.
Here's the real good thing about it is you have options.
Yes.
I will always choose Guys over Shacks, and they're on 2 decks, right? They're on different decks. But I'll say, you go get Shacks, I'll get Guys, and we'll meet up, and we both get what we want.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to get that, really?
And let me just say, while we're on this topic, that the Guy's Burger venue on the XL class ships is bigger. It's more separated. It's not
Proper
stuck.
seating.
Yeah, it's not stuck in the middle of the Lido. It's got ample seating. It's a really nice. You feel like you're at like a hole in the wall restaurant on land when you're there. Big Chicken is like it's up higher. It's in a kind of it's in a weird spot, I thought, but it's actually a really good spot.
It works really well.
Away from some of the kind of where I would normally expect the pizza to be, but instead you get Big Chicken, and it's a big deal. So it's pretty good. But that's not all. Before we get into the sit down restaurants, let's talk about the pizza, because this was a surprise to me. But on the Mardi Gras, they have a section, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's like an Italian themed section, and I like it.
Sorry, I lost it.
Oops.
Oops, I went away.
This is what I feel like when I pass out. If you listen to this, you have no idea what we're talking about. Watch the YouTube video, you'll know. But they have a Vespa, which is a cool Italian scooter that you could get on. You can't drive it, but you can sit on it and get your picture taken. And they have this little tiny, like Mr. Bean style Italian car. Well, that section is rethemed. It's similar. The venues there are the same, like the pizza place, the sandwich place, but instead of an Italian theme, it's Miami theme, because the whole vibe of the ship is to try and celebrate Carnival, which is cool, because as somebody that loves Carnival, I want to celebrate Carnival. So, and this is kind of, they call it, instead of the Pizza Pirate or Pizza del Capitano or whatever, they call it Miami Slice. Yeah. Now that's the coolest pizza name on a Carnival ship. I mean, come on, Crockett and Tubbs, alligator named Elvis living on the boat. I mean, you're living my dream right there. So the colors are the pastel sort of Caribbean Miami colors, and it's not just the Miami Slice, but the sandwich shop, but in that whole section of the ship is sort of themed with this. So instead of the Vespa, you have these big giant gaudy flamingos, which, don't get me started on flamingos in Florida.
But one of them,
they're cool.
But one of them is wearing Converse, and the other one is on a skateboard.
Yeah, so they're it's like Tony Hawk, the flamingo, Tony Flamingo,
and one of them's holding a slice of pizza.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't see that.
That's even better. So you got like some Ninja Turtle in there. You got.
See, you guys have done way more research on the celebration than I have.
Well, that's our goal, is to spoil things for you tonight.
Yeah, thanks, pal. No, I mean, I normally do that. I'm like geeked out watching YouTube videos. She'll know. I'll show them to her. She's like, "Oh,
what are you making me watch now?"
Yeah. So I have purposefully, I think, not watched much video because we'll be on her
About
in
a week.
9 days, something like that.
No,
10
we'll
days.
be in 8.
Oh wow.
We get on a
Okay.
day early, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're going to the we're stepping up in the world.
Yeah.
Then you'll be spoiling it for us after that.
Yeah.
But-
It don't matter. I've been on Mardi Gras twice, and there were still things the second time that I don't remember seeing the first time. So no,
yeah.
it's that big for Carnival.
Yeah, you can't do
You
it. all.
can't see everything.
Yeah, and that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to that whole area because I mean I thought the Vespa was really cool, but then they got like a big postcard thing that you can pose with. It's really I just think they did a really good job, and then they've got this whole sort of theme where, like I said, they're celebrating Carnival, so there's like little porthole art of the different decades, and they've got some.
See, that's what interests me a lot. That interests me a lot because they like what was the last fantasy class that just got was it one of them? I don't remember. They're taking stuff off of the older ships and they're putting them in this little area.
Yep.
And to me that's pretty cool. I mean we've been cruising since 2009, and they're going back farther than that. That to me is kind of cool.
Well, and to spoil things a little more for you, I think it was one of the fantasy class ships that used to have this like Model T Ford or something, and that's
The car, I was just thinking
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah. So and that I think
There's
that's
the
really
ecstasy.
and I think that's really neat. And then the other bar on the Mardi Gras is called the Magnolia, which really it was fine, but it didn't really do much for me specifically as a bar. They've rethemed that as sort of a celebration of Carnival, and so it's
Right.
very retro. The tables have this kind of retro sort of 60s style like artwork on it of like people dancing and stuff. I really dig it. So and that's
It's
the
got,
right
like some ship
it's the right-
blueprint.
yeah
kinda
ship
looking.
blueprints.
It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, it's neat. It's really neat, and I think it's got a unique feel to it. Like I feel like they really are giving these new ships a lot of character that's specific to them. That's not just random like the one ship with donuts everywhere and stuff, but like specific to what they are, and I think that's pretty exciting.
So I got a question for Stacy and Jeanna.
Okay.
What Carnival ships have you guys been on?
We have been on the Magic and the Freedom and the Glory.
Okay.
Yeah,
You guys.
we're going on the Horizon in January. We're doing a back-to-back on the Horizon in January.
Oh, that's cool. So I think by the Horizon, you guys will be like, oh, wow. And then when you get on the Celebration, it will blow your mind. I personally feel.
Yeah.
We've been on Oasis class, and we were like, oh, my God, these are so big. And they are. But, we are Carnival fans, and the Mardi Gras just really is a game changer for them. And I think what I like about them is they're going to have, like you're talking about, Matt, they're going to have parts of the Mardi Gras, but yet they're going to have new and more different. It's not going to be the exact, what do they call, pie cutter or
Carbon copy.
There you go, carbon copy of it. It's going to have its own interesting things. So I think you guys will really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, when we were on the Horizon, and I've been on Vista and Horizon, I've been on Panorama, and I've been on both those ships twice, and I really enjoy both those ships. But the only thing that really stands out as different to me on those ships is the Vista has the Red Frog pub, and the Horizon has the Pig and Anchor. And other than that, like if you just put me on one of them, I wouldn't know which one I was on. But I don't think I think Celebration and Mardi Gras are going to distinguish themselves a little bit more, or not distinguish, but they're going to be a little more distinct from each other, a little bit more different from each other, and I celebrate that because I appreciate that. Like I love Vista and I love Horizon, but they're very similar ships. Like I could go on either one, it'd be fine, but I like the idea of getting a different experience on a different ship, even if it's at the same level. And again, to your point, JT, you guys have been on some. I've been on the Glory. I think that's the only ship I've been on that you guys have been on. But I think the Horizon and Vista the Vista class, I should say, the Horizon, the Vista, the Panorama, are definitely a step up
Right.
from the other Carnival ships, and they got a lot right. A couple things really the only complaint I have are those two that I mentioned already. Other than that, I love those ships. They were definitely up there for my favorite ships besides the Legend and the hopefully the Pride, which we're going on in March. But when I went on Mardi Gras, it was a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
It was a whole nother level. And I'm skeptical of whether I would enjoy the Oasis class ships because I feel like they're almost too big. And I feel like these are the right size for me. Now I will refrain making that call until I go on an Oasis class ship.
Matt, we have a quick question.
Yes.
You just roll
I do.
because I was waiting for you to stop 5 minutes ago.
Just
And
You got him and me talking? Yeah, no.
I'm like, all right, we'll get there eventually. So we're the two of us, Kimbra and Matt, have you only done Carnival Cruise Line? No. We have not only done Carnival Cruise Line.
Now this is the difference. Like you just say no, and I'm ready to tell them.
I know. I'm
Okay.
just
waiting.
waiting for you to.
I'm letting you do it.
I'm just trying to see how hard it is for
This
you
is
to
me
hold it in.
restraining. I'm restraining myself.
So actually, in the last year, we've been on 5
back
different
on this.
cruise lines. Yeah,
Sure. Sorry.
you shook it.
With the new camera setup due to the camera failure,
5,
we're
6
a lot closer to things.
the 5 or 6 different cruise lines in the last year.
Have we been on that many?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have actually, yeah.
Royal, Virgin, Holland, Carnival, MSC.
MSC.
5 different cruise lines in the last year.
And Stacy and Jeanna, this is why you need to move to Florida.
Yes.
I'll second that. Where do you guys live at? Where do you guys live?
We live in Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just a cold. Just a cold. It's beautiful up there. Just a cold.
Oh, we live in Lakes Country. It's beautiful, and the summers are great, fantastic, and the touristy towns are around us, and there's just people come up, for their lake cabins, and you sit out on the lake on the pontoons all summer long. It's really fun here in the summer, but the winter is bad.
So
But
let's just say this. There's a cruise port in Tampa, Port Canaveral, Port Miami. There's even a small one up at Jacksonville, and then Fort Lauderdale.
our plan has been to move to Florida for the last 4 years, but it's just pandemic hit and everything, and it's just trying to get
Been
there.
rough.
Tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a rough
It's a
time.
And there's no better time than now.
That's what we did.
It's a tough move.
We came to Florida in 2015.
16.
No, 15. No, hold on. We came to
got
2015. We started up we flew into Orlando, went to Jacksonville, and drove around the one side of the state and drove around the other side of the state, and then ended up back in Orlando. And we ended up in the Tampa Bay area. That's where we ended up living. We moved here in 2016. We had only been here one time. We scoped it out, and that's where we ended up.
Yeah.
We always go when we go to our cruises. We go a few days early and check out a few places. So we checked out Fort Myers a couple years ago.
No,
You don't want
too many hurricanes
Yep.
in Fort Myers. They get hurt all the time.
Kind of coming to the conclusion that we like Melbourne.
Yeah, we like them too.
We like them too.
Yeah.
You know what? Next year, when we're sitting on the celebration, having a couple drinks, we'll talk.
Yeah. Perfect.
We'll get all together, and talk about the pros and cons of each area. And what we did initially was cost of living analysis and stuff like that. That helped us determine diversity. I'm like Matt in a lot of ways. I want diversity. It doesn't matter black, white, pink, green, yellow, whatever you do. Purple, auburn, red, brown,
Wow.
whatever. That's what I want because we moved. Our granddaughter was with us, and that's what I wanted my granddaughter to experience. I didn't want it to be black and white. I wanted the whole rainbow for her, and that's how we chose where we ended up living initially.
Yeah, and right now here it's 21 degrees and there's a light dusting of snow on the ground.
Oh, sorry, you can keep that.
You can keep that.
Yeah,
Leave it there when you
I'll
come.
take the rain outside.
72 down here and cloudy, a little rain, but
A little drizzle here and there.
Storm in Fargo, North Dakota is only about an hour and a half from us. They had a 28 car pileup. There were so much snow. They were shutting down the interstates. People couldn't go anywhere. We were supposed to get some of that, but it ended up really missing us. So luckily, we got out of one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll get back to the Mardi Gras. You know, I enjoy the conversation, and I'm like Matt. I do talk a little bit, so apologize. But I think the Mardi Gras, the celebration. Yeah, look at that smile, Matt. That XL class for Carnival is for them. It's a game changer. And I say that in the old podcast. I'll say that in the new podcast, and whatever I do. But Matt, what you say, I kind of thought about the Oasis class before we went on the Oasis. I thought the same thing. Man, is it going to be too big, or is it going to be? You know, what is it going to be? And when we went on the Oasis the first time, I kind of felt like, I won't say it was a perfect size for what they gave, but it was just so the in awe, right, of the size. It was just like, wow, it's so big. And when I saw Mardi Gras for the first time, I was sitting at the port. It was, at the end of the pandemic, and finally, because I had been on group cruise and cancellation and another group cruise, another cancellation because of the pandemic. We all experienced that. Here comes the Mardi Gras, and it's not as big as Oasis, but it was just like, wow, it's huge. And the horn, because they blew the horn, and I'm like, oh my God, that is like, I could feel it. It was so deep. It just was like, it was something I'd never experienced before. So, each cruise line has its own plus and minuses, but like you, I just keep getting drawn back to Carnival.
I mean, they got the right pricing usually. I like the experience. I like the ships on a stick. I mean, there's so many little things that by themselves aren't that big of a deal, but together, I keep coming back to Carnival, and that's kind of been my experience. Now, here's what I will tell Stacy and Jeanna. What I will tell you about when you go on the Horizon, you're going to experience this versus the ships you've been on, but this is taken to a whole nother level, I think, on the XL class, and that is what I really love about, and also the Carnival Breeze and that class of ship have this too. What I really love about these ships is that they've really made it an outdoor experience. So you have the deck where you have the bars and the restaurants, and all of that extends to the outside. So it's not like the older ships where you just have that deck where you can lower deck where you can just walk around. There's nothing out there except for like a shuffleboard on the floor that nobody uses and a few deck chairs that nobody's ever sitting in. It's actually a usable space, and it just the inside and outside merge together. And the thing that I love about the XL class and the Vista class, and I don't know what the Breeze class is called at the time, but at this point, but is it a Dream class? Thank you. Were you on the Dream?
We're on the Magic.
The Magic. So you have experienced this a little bit then, so you know what I'm talking about. It gets me close to the water, and that's what I love about being on the ship more than roller coasters and sky rides and burgers and tacos. I want to connect to the water. I want to feel the water. I want to feel the breeze. I want to smell the water, I should say, not feel. I don't want to feel the water on the ship. That's not it's a shower. But I want to smell it. I want to experience it. I want to know that I'm sailing. That's why I cruise. Otherwise, I would just do a land vacation or something. But I feel like those really hit the mark. So you guys have kind of experienced that then on the Magic, because the Magic, I forget that's in that same class. But I think that they've just improved upon that with the Vista class. And then again, they've kicked it up a notch again, because Emerald's restaurant is on there. So you have to say kicked it up a notch. It's contractually obligated.
Bam.
But on the XL class as well.
We like the Magic. We've done the Magic 3 times, and then we've booked it again for 2024. And then we'll turn platinum on that. So that was our first cruise ship, and we did it back-to-back. So we thought we'll turn platinum on the Magic. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
nice.
One other thing I thought about the XL class that they did really well is the utilization of space, right? here's an example. The three of us were recently on the seashore, right? Gorgeous ship. I think three of us would agree with that, right?
Beautiful ship. Yes.
When you get there to dock, you're like, wow. And it's just white, but there's just something about that ship from the outside. It's gorgeous. And then you get inside, and there's crystals, and they're shiny. It's just really pretty. Huh?
It's so shiny.
It is, but it's not over the top gaudy either.
No, it looks nice.
It looks like in the videos, it looks like it is, but in person, it's
not.
It's not.
But the space utilization on that ship, I thought, was really lacking. There were open spaces on the deck, and nobody was there. There was no chairs. Gorgeous ship. I had a great time on the ship. I had a great time hanging out with you guys, but I just felt that it was lacking in utilization. But on the Mardi Gras, I felt they were really optimize the space that they had.
Yeah.
Not all the shopping is on one deck. You don't go down the one hallway and there's every store that they got. It's broken down like 3 decks. Now on the $10 t-shirt sale, you got to avoid that area. But except for that time, everything else it's optimized. It flows really well. After a show at the center stage, do you want to go on the mid bank elevators? No, it's a little busy. Just go aft or forward, and it's a piece of cake. And they didn't do the smart elevators.
Yeah,
we're not worthy of smart elevators. That's the problem.
Especially not the first day on board.
No.
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah, that'll be something new for us to experience on the horizon.
Yes.
Just make sure you hit it for the number of people that are getting on the elevator.
Yes.
Yep.
And just know it's going to be horrible on the first day because nobody knows what they're doing. And then after the first day, some people know what they're doing, and then it starts to work better. And by the end, it's actually kind of okay.
Or some people will just jump on and say, "Let's see where it goes."
Some people will never figure it out, but yes.
Or if you're on the same ship as Kimbra and JT, Kimbra takes one side, I take the other side, and we get the same.
We're the only ones on that elevator.
Kimbra hits it 5 times, I hit it 5 times. You're it. That's it. You have a good time.
So, all right. Well, so let's find out. Okay, JT and Jen, what are you guys looking forward to the most on this celebration cruise?
Uh-oh.
Start with Jen, because JT's got the same diarrhea problem that I have, where it doesn't stop flowing.
And I have the opposite problem.
Who?
I don't know if it's ship-wise. I'm just looking forward to going on vacation, not cooking. That's the reason I go on vacation. I don't have to cook. I don't have to clean. I don't have to think about anything. He really just books the vacation and I go. So I look forward to just going.
Is there anything specific about celebration that you're like, are you just like, I don't care, put me on a ship, I don't care what
honestly,
it is?
I couldn't even tell you where we're going. He books it and I ask him probably 4 or 5 times because people ask me, I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah.
He books them and I go, unfortunately. I'm excited just to see the ship.
Yeah.
But like he said, we haven't done much research, so I had no idea about the things you just said.
Yeah, I've kept myself and her out in the dark.
He has not subjected me to near as many videos this time.
Because I do. I want us to go on board and be surprised on the differences. And, I can tell you one thing that she's probably looking forward to, and I'm not trying to speak to for her, but we already know that the same bar staff.
Oh, the bartenders from the last ship are on this one. So I'm excited about that.
So I'm
excited about that part.
Yeah, we made friends with those bartenders and messaged each other a little bit. So I know that she's looking forward to seeing them again, but I knew she forgot about that.
I got the connection.
Yeah.
And what about you, JT? What are you looking forward to on this cruise?
For us, we're going on a group cruise, so I get to catch up with some people that we haven't seen in a little while. And also, I'm a guys fan, so I'm looking forward to guys. That's never going to change. I'm looking forward to Emeralds again because their food is outstanding, and it's really not it's affordable. It's not really expensive.
It's like a la carte, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Mostly
like
seafood, right? Is it mostly
Huh?
seafood? Mostly seafood at Emeralds? We didn't
Yes.
go to Emeralds at all, but I thought
Oh,
it was-
you missed out. You missed out. So their red beans and rice,
oh,
I would put it on my crock and eat my crock.
But be careful, you don't need more than one. It's huge.
Yeah, so like we went on there and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 or
I
so
think it was-
entrees
Yeah, I think it was 4 things.
and some specialty root beers. I think we were out the door for like $28.
specialty root beers?
Yes.
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Non.
What specialty?
No, they had a canned root beer for the Mardi Gras and Emeralds or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like A&W or Mug.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. We
Okay.
did.
That's
But
cool.
it was like $30 with tip, 35 bucks. Really,
I don't
really
associate
reasonable.
Emerald with root beer, but I mean,
I think it was more. I think it was
I don't
more canned
remember.
for Mardi Gras, but it was
Okay.
only in that restaurant. You couldn't get it on board anywhere else.
interesting. That's cool. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeanna? What are you looking forward to on the celebration?
The shows that I love. I like to go for the shows, and if I usually go to both performances every night.
We haven't talked about that, but I feel like Mardi Gras. Did we go to the shows on Mardi Gras?
We went to a couple of them on center stage. We didn't go
Those
to
were
any of the
cool.
Oh, wow.
theater
Yeah.
shows.
So we have not experienced that on that, but I would think that they would be on another level.
Well, so here's what I would think is after that Celestial Strings one on Horizon.
Oh, that was awesome.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that was really good.
Carnival has stepped up a little bit.
Well, they definitely stepped up with that one. If you guys like the the violinists that always play in the, it was like that, but imagine like that with the dancing and stuff. It was really good on the Horizon.
Yeah, and there's some new shows that they've come out with for the celebration. So
And
Unfortunately,
they did the same thing for Mardi Gras. You know, they have to. They got each time they got to step. You know, I don't know if we'll make it to the Jubilee in Galveston. We probably won't. But I can only imagine. You know, they're going to take it up another notch. They have to. They're trying to outdo themselves every single time.
So you're looking forward to the shows. Anything else specific you're looking forward to on the celebration?
well, hanging out with you guys,
Aw.
meeting you guys.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We have to have a pre-wedding celebration since we can't go to the
That's
actual.
right. I know. It's like we put out some of our invites today and stuff. We've started that process, and I know we sent you guys one, and we're like, look, we know it's a lot, but it's okay because we will be on the celebration for the pre-celebration celebration.
Yeah.
So that'll work out. That'll work out very, very well. All right, Stacy, what about you?
I think I'm mainly looking forward to the different food places.
And we didn't even really talk about all of them because there's Chibang and there's there's a lot. And
Yeah, we've been on there twice, and we haven't got to Shebang or
we did Chibang for lunch.
Yeah, I'd like to try it for dinner.
Yeah. And I think that it's included in the inaugural
Yes.
Yep,
season.
it is.
Yep.
And so is
Cucina
Cappuccino
del
del
there you
Capitano.
go. Which is on the other ships, but we almost I would almost be willing to say I like Cucina better than Fahrenheit, and I love
Whoa.
Fahrenheit.
wow.
And I'm not an Italian food guy, but they have some really good stuff at Cucina.
Yeah, and I'm
You don't like pasta.
also looking forward to Lee Mason is our cruise director.
And I don't know that cruise director.
We never cruised with him before, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. He's one of the new, or not new. He's been around for a while, but he's supposed to be really good. Obviously, he gets the celebration.
Right. You know he's going to be, yeah.
And wasn't he just named like Cruise Director of the Year too?
Yeah, he was.
So that'll be cool. And I will say, like, we were just on Horizon and Cookie was on there. And I actually had Cookie on the Elation when he was kind of, I think, newer. And I wasn't all that, I'll be honest, I wasn't that impressed with Cookie the first time around. But this time he was definitely like firing on all cylinders. He was amazing on this cruise. And he was talking about, he's going to I think he's going to one of the XL ships, but not that one, I think, because he was kind of hinting at that. He's getting an upgrade from the Vista class, and that's the only thing you could do is go to the XL classes. So
we had the Flying Scotsman on our first one, and that dude is freaking hilarious.
He is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just like to listen to him talk.
Yeah, and I gotta watch her around men in kilts because she gets a little too excited. But Scottish accent and
you made her blush, dude. You made her blush, man.
Real quick, Nurse Nancy has jumped on and asked when we're celebrating on the celebration.
Well,
so we are going on the celebration next September 2023. The 6 of us. Two of the people in here will be going in like 9 days, but the rest of us will be going next September.
Yeah. And we will give you guys, I know we kind of, I chirped a little bit about the wedding cruise. We are doing a wedding cruise, and we will have information about that. We can't invite everyone to the wedding, but we can invite anyone that wants to go on a cruise and celebrate for that rest of the cruise with us. We have limited spots in the actual wedding itself, but that's only the first day for a little bit. So if that's something you're interested in, more information to follow on that. But Kimbra,
yes,
what are you looking forward to on this celebration cruise?
I have 2 answers.
Okay, give us the true one and then the other true one.
So the first true one is big chicken. I'm ready to get some more big chicken.
That's kind of personal, Kimbra. Whoa.
Big chicken.
Big chicken.
I mean, the drool is coming out of my mouth just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
And the other thing is that I'm really excited to cruise with all of you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So big chicken and these people?
Yeah.
It's in that order. Thanks, Kimbra. I thought you and I were tight. Wow.
First, man.
Yeah, chicken first. I know you're priorities.
Matt, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, thank you for asking. So I would say big chicken is high on my list actually, because they must put like heroin or something in it.
Crack or something, yeah.
But yeah, I am looking forward to big chicken. But honestly, after watching the JJ Cruise video, I'm really intrigued by this Latitudes bar and just seeing what the drink options are. But really just experiencing this level of cruise ship again and going to the ABC Islands again and doing that with friends. And what's really cool to me about this is that we've had the pleasure of hanging out with Jeanna and Stacy, not just virtually, but in person. And it was awesome. And we've had a lot of opportunity now to hang out with those other 2 people up there.
Yeah,
because they're much closer to us. And we've really enjoyed our time with them. And so the magic of cruising and being on that group cruise is kind of a testament to that, is now we're going to meld you 2 together. Like, and because we know you guys are going to get along, and it's going to be all 6 of us. And I'm just looking forward to the trouble we cause on this XL class ship. It's really cool. And you know, because cruising is fun to do, just Kimbra and I sometimes, but it's a lot of fun to do also with friends, and it's really a lot of fun to do with new friends, and so that is what I'm looking forward to as well.
And we'll get them moved down to Florida sooner.
There you go.
And we already have friends there, so that'll make it easy.
That's right.
There you go. Right. JT drives trucks, so he can help you out. And I'm offering JT services.
I'm local. None of that long haul stuff no more.
One thing that I think is pretty neat about the itinerary, not only is it the ABC Islands, but we have 2 sea days at the start and 2 sea days at the end.
Yep.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I do too. Especially at the end.
Yep.
I love 2 sea days at the end, because then that last sea day you have another sea day. So you're not like just like, oh, I gotta pack. Oh, I gotta get off the ship tomorrow.
Yep.
You get one day without that on your mind.
And on the itinerary, what interested me is because all 3 islands are together. You guys were just on a cruise and didn't have all 3.
Right.
So to be able to do all 3 in
Yes.
one cruise, that's really cool.
We tried it, and Bonaire wasn't open when we were supposed to do it on the horizon the first time. Yeah, I mean, and like I said earlier, those are my favorite islands I've been to so far.
And we've never been. So
right. So this will be really exciting.
It's like one of my bucket lists.
There you go. There you go. You get to stay late at 2 of those islands.
Yep.
You get to stay late. And I think there's something flying around. I think it's Bonaire and Aruba that we're staying
Aruba
late.
and Bonaire.
Yep.
And it's so cool because I don't know if you've stayed late with other cruises, but when you walk up to that ship at night and all the lights are on, and there's just a whole nother level of magic that's going on there. So it's just and the fact that you can go out, do your excursion, and then you can come back, you can have a big chicken, you can shower, you can take your time, you can go back out and then do your shopping. And then if you want, you can catch a little bit of we don't really do the nightlife. Like we're not going to like nightclubs and stuff in Aruba, but you can really take your time. You don't feel rushed. You have the whole day and evening to really enjoy yourself. And that's really cool.
Yep.
That will be our 4th time in Aruba on the celebration. But when we go in January, my local friend here, we talk daily. They go to Aruba every year. Her father-in-law has timeshare there or something, so they go there every year. And we've always missed them by like a day or 2. This time in January, we're there at the same time. So
cool!
That's cool.
Nice.
Meet up and get a picture of her and I together in Aruba.
That is awesome.
Cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Aruba twice, but I haven't really experienced Aruba very much. Well, no, I've been there.
We've been there twice.
I've been there 3 times, but I've done excursions every time. I haven't really been out and about too much. A little bit in Aruba. They're such unique islands because they're Caribbean, but they're kind of desert as well. They're just different. They're different than the other ones. So.
In Bonaire, we did that. That's when we were telling you we missed the water taxi to go over to
Klein
Bonaire.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed. We did this little like drive you around in a little long golf cart like thing and to tour and tell you about Bonaire. It was so informative and interesting that I'm really glad that we did that. I'm sad that we missed the other thing, but we didn't know they were going to cut those off. But if we're there long enough and the water taxi, I recommend if they're going to be running, I recommend doing that. It was really neat. They told you a lot about the was he a doctor that washed up there, broken down ship, and he became a staple on
the dive guy.
Yeah, and he was a diver, and he's the one that put him on the map for diving.
Captain whatever his name is.
Yeah, but anyway, they tell you the
Captain
story.
Don or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And they said he was like a legend there. But
see, that's what I like to do. I like to do the cultural stuff the first time I'm at a place, so that I have an understanding of what in the world is going on.
Yeah.
And the next time we go back, it's more, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean. Yeah. I Bonaire, we just did this one time, and we weren't there for very long. But Bonaire is a place that was on all my scuba diving magazines when I was a little kid. So we went scuba diving in Bonaire, and to be able to dive that was just kind of like a bucket list kind of thing for me. But I really want to go to Klein Bonaire because that's what everybody talks about is Klein Bonaire, Klein Bonaire. And the great thing about Bonaire is there's so much stuff right offshore for that sort of thing. But what I kind of haven't done in Curacao is just really experience that downtown Willemstad area because the place I went to in Curacao the first time we went back to when we went because it was so cool. It was so cool. But Willemstad area, it's just that sort of 17th century European architecture with like a Caribbean flair.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. And then the floating bridge and stuff. It's just so cool.
And bring a lock so that you can lock your love on the love heart.
Yes.
Right.
You can do that.
We got to see if ours is still there.
Yeah.
They cut them off every few years, you think?
Maybe.
Cool. Well, what else we got? You got anything?
Do you have a cruise creature that you wanted to do?
I kind of do. You know, we haven't really been doing cruise creatures as much as, you know, like it's been kind of weird with the cruise creatures.
We've not really been prepared for anything.
But I'm just going to talk a little bit about a cruise creature because
we're going to roll the cruise creature sound.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Thanks. I'll do that.
It kind of just came up at work today, so
tell them, Kimbra.
Pros, right?
So today at work, I was researching.
Oh, I know what it is.
Some fish, and these are called. Well, they have different names. So a lot of times people call them puffer fish, although scientifically speaking, they're not really puffers. But sometimes they're called porcupine fish. Sometimes they're called balloon fish. Sometimes they're called long spine porcupine fish. Sometimes they're called burr fish. There's different species too. But they're smallish fish. I should have prepared. I didn't prepare a picture of them. Can you look a picture up and then show them? Look up like long spine porcupine or balloon fish. But these are fish that are pretty much around the world in the warmer oceans.
Can I do the one that you sent me earlier?
Yeah, that's fine. And they have the ability to expand themselves like a puffer. So they are somewhat related to the true puffers. But they have the spikes on them.
Are you good with that one?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
There we go.
I've seen those.
So
smiling.
Yes.
The thing about these fish is that they have like bucket loads of personality, or they seem to. They have huge eyes, and just this like wide open mouth here. I mean, look at that face. And they're very personable for a fish. So we have a big tube at work, and it's got a bunch of them in it, and they swim around. And they seem to really recognize people and stuff. And so what I found out about them, because I was taking pictures of them, because I'm drawing some at work for a project that I can't reveal what that's for. But their eyes are weird. Will you bring that picture up again? Their eyes look like they have galaxies in their eyes. Like, you remember the Men in Black when there's like little galaxy in the cat or something? Those blue little speckles there, that's what they look like in real life. Like, because I have to draw them, so I'm like, I have to figure out these weird eyes. Like, is that light reflecting off? What is going on? So I asked some coworkers, and they were like, yeah, we've noticed that too, but nobody seemed to know what the deal was. So I had to do research on that today so I could figure out what the deal was. And it turns out the answer was way cooler than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like, yeah, they got like these shiny things in their eyes. Get on with your life. No. These are little ganglion that are in the eye. And this is actually a characteristic that's more common in freshwater fish. They're in shallow, rocky waters. But what they do is they filter out certain parts of the light spectrum from sunlight, and they kind of act like Venetian blinds. And they basically, what the scientists think is going on is they are reflecting some of the light rays, some of the light spectrum from the sunlight that would be so bright that it would be kind of blinding to these fish because they're shallow water fish. But they're doing it in a way that they're not cutting out all the light, so they still have plenty of light going into their eyes so they can see very clearly. But it's not like most fish that would have to deal with that bright sun. They'd have to have some adaptation where their vision would be clouded or not as good. But they don't have to do that because they're only getting some of the light rays. And so they're like Venetian blinds that let them see certain light and not others, and it increases their vision. And that, for a fish nerd like me, I was like, that's so cool. So
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's like they're just these beautiful little like galaxy things in their eyes. They're just really cool fish.
Larry wants to know if these fish can be found in the Caribbean.
They can. We've seen them in the Caribbean. You guys have probably seen them too. I think you've even sent. I feel like you've sent me pictures of them, Stacy.
I've seen them in Hawaii too, so they're all over.
Yeah, they're this, but well, there's different species, but the one that I'm talking about is actually around the entire planet in warm parts of the water. So this exact species that I was looking at today is in Australian waters. It's in the Pacific and around Hawaii. They're everywhere, as well as other similar species, and they are very visually perceptive. Like that is their thing, is seeing, and that's probably why they seem to be very attentive to humans and stuff, because they are actually using vision. And so we kind of relate that to, they like me. They really like me. But they're really cool fish.
And how big do they get, Matt?
So this particular species maxes out, about like that for a really big one on average, probably like that. They are related though to the porcupine fish, which again, sometimes they're called long spine porcupine fish, but there's another porcupine fish which gets like humongous. Sorry, sweetie. And there's other species too, but so they range from like little to ginormous depending on the species. But the long spine ones are the balloon fish. Yeah, they're in that kind of a, I don't know, sub sandwich.
We've got to get our camera situation fixed because
she's like way too close to you.
Well, you're too Army.
I'm Army. It is Veterans Day.
Oh.
So let's just use that as a way to say thank you to our veterans, and as we celebrate Veterans Day, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yes.
It's all intentional, me getting Army. As long as I don't get handsy.
You can get handsy. They can't see below here.
And there we go to Fintastic Cruising After Dark.
Yeah, there's like a show where after a certain time it gets like a little more adult.
Fintastic Cruising.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters much anymore. I mean, TV and everything's so rated R now. It don't matter.
Right, and if your kids have the internet, they've seen everything, so it doesn't really matter too much. But cool. Do you guys have any closing thoughts about anything about the celebration or anything else?
It just needs to get here.
It just needs to get here.
Yep.
For some people, it's getting here a lot quicker than others.
Yep.
Just saying.
Hey, don't hate, man.
That's okay. You guys have had a vacation before me.
Yeah.
I haven't had one since June.
That's true.
Yeah, the three of us were in ship. She was sitting at home. So
before we do go, JT, I do want to take a minute to talk about your new project. You want to tell everybody a little teaser about that or what's going on there?
Yeah. So I've been involved in a podcast with Mr. Traveler for a little while, and life is a little busy for him right now with the season coming up and work and moving and redoing their condo down on the beach. So I decided to come up with my own podcast and with help of Jen and you guys driving back up from the cool little lookout point on the water over there. You know, I took your guys' opinions, and I'm going to have a new podcast, and it's going to be called "Get Your Ship Together." And what I'm going to do is I am going to be on the celebration starting next weekend, and we're going to go to the naming ceremony through our travel agency. We got invited, and I'm going to do some interviews. I'm going to interview Mr. Traveler. I've talked to Doug Parker, and I might be able to get him involved in that a little bit as well. He and I have a relationship over the last few years, and that's going to be my first episode on the celebration. So that's what we're going to do.
Very cool.
Cool.
So, and this is going to be an audio only podcast, like a regular standard podcast?
For right now, yes, but I'm hoping
think that head nods towards you.
I know.
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, it's been a long day. 2:00 came really early and
It's about to
it's going to come up there again. Yeah,
no. I was going to start Fintastic Cruising was just going to be me audio only, and then look what happened.
Right. No, I think for me and for us, us.
Yeah.
We've done the YouTube for a brief time, and honestly, she wasn't comfortable doing that, and I understand that, but I think the two of you, have such a good time and the banter back and forth.
You wouldn't believe the fights that take place after this. There's like blood on the wall.
Actually, I believe that.
I heal up by the time the next episode's out.
I've been in your place. I believe that. I just think, people that cruise usually are couples for the most part. Don't get me wrong. I know there's not couples, there's solos, and I think the years that we've been together and we've been sailing together, I think it would benefit us in that manner if we do it together. So I just need to try to bring her slowly, step by step. I can see the smile on the camera. I'm not going to look at her. I can see the stink eye.
Thanks for putting all this pressure on me.
I know. Man.
No, you know what? If I can't do it, I can't do it, and I'll just keep on with the podcast. I really enjoy
talking.
$100 that Miss Kimbra can take Matt. Save your money. I'll save you the challenge. It's actually correct.
I do enjoy talking, but I really enjoy talking about my passion, and that is not driving a truck. It's cruising. That's what I enjoy. So I want to do this again.
So we will keep everybody updated when JT does start releasing these podcasts, and we'll have you back on to talk about that some more, because it's probably coming. Sounds like pretty soon. And I know some of the people that listen and watch this are fans from the Cruise Geeks and from Fintastic Cruising as an audio only podcast, and so they will always appreciate another audio one in the space. And if it becomes a visual one as well, then the more the merrier. But
you guys were the second podcast, the Cruise Geeks, that like I had Doug Parker and Cruise Radio. I had listened to him for a while. Actually, third, World Crew and Blog, and then I found you guys, and that's how I met you. That's how you and I started talking. So yeah, the potential there for growth in the market space and friendship. That to me, that's very, very.
Honestly, like I've never done this with the intent of like making a career out of it or anything, or even really thinking of it as a money making thing per se. But even if I had, like, the most valuable thing I get out of doing these is making new friends, and it's really and at the risk of being sappy, I mean, it's really the people that are right now typing frantically in the chat, or the people that are listening, the people that we meet, and we are as excited to meet them as they are to meet us. Sometimes we're probably more excited to meet them than they are to meet us, but it's really grown our group of friends, and it's just really a very enriching experience, and that is really the magic of this for me personally. So
we made 2 or 3 videos when we were starting out to do this, and I was at work, and somebody was like, "Do you and your wife have a YouTube channel?" I'm like, "Well, that's kind of cool. That's cool." So yeah.
We've got video from every cruise we've been on, but I've just never sat down and edited it and put it up on YouTube. So
it could be a job in itself.
Yeah,
we're a little backlogged. We're a little backlogged ourselves. It is a lot. It is a lot of work, especially when you have 2 cameras shooting underwater for like 2 hours in an excursion. But
especially now, you guys are planning something, so I'm sure it's difficult.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's fun. And So you should release those videos sometime, Stacy. We're looking forward. Now that you said it, you have to get on that.
Yep.
and maybe like, down the road or before, a couple times, whatever. Maybe you guys can come on my podcast. We can always. I am a talker. Matt and Kimbra know that. Hush.
Well, that just makes it easy on us then.
No.
It makes it easy on me. Oh, yeah.
You don't have to. No. I like, just like this conversation. And I said it before about Matt and Kimbra, the banter back and forth. But then there could be banter back and forth, experiences and the knowledge that there's so many people out there that are still to this day learning about cruising. You guys you're almost platinum on a cruise line. That's a big deal.
I turned platinum, so yeah.
You guys are as well. Unfortunately, we haven't made platinum. Okay. No, Hush, don't, Matt. Just put your shoe in your mouth now before it's too late. Kimbra, smack him.
You know what? I don't have to be platinum because I get the benefits.
That's right.
Friends with benefits. That's a different version of that.
You got to pay for an ocean suite to get those benefits. But we've done multiple cruise lines, and so we're not able to get platinum quite yet. Maybe someday when I grow up.
Cool. Well, we are going to go ahead and wrap up. But again, we want to thank Stacy and Jeanna and JT and Jen. We want to thank you guys for.
Now, wait a minute. Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it's not Jeanna and Stacy and Jen and JT?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Just saying. Why do men have to be first?
They don't. And
you run this show, Kimbra. It's whatever you want.
I try and switch it back and forth.
You didn't.
But I didn't that time.
See, my name's not even on there.
Hey.
Oh, that was a total Kimbra line right there. It says Jeanna and Stacy, Kimbra and Matt. We got the ladies, and we got them first. But maybe the J in JT stands for Jen. And JT's real name is like Tony or something. Tim.
No, it's not.
Trevor.
I
like Trevor. I think that's what we're gonna go with.
No, he does not like
Call him Trevor going forward.
No, JT. It's only 2 letters. Come on now.
No,
just Trevor.
Just Trevor.
No.
Trevor, JT, just Trevor. It's neither.
Actually, it's James Tiberius.
It's what?
James Tiberius.
Is it James? Is that no?
No, I knew that would get you.
I mean, that's like wow. I mean, if my name was James Tiberius, my last name would be getting changed to Kirk, no matter what. It wouldn't even be a choice.
No, it's not. I knew that would get you though.
I never even thought about that. All right. Well, I'm trying. I can't do my Kirk voice now. I can't think of it. But anyway, seriously, thank you guys for coming on tonight. Can't wait to cruise with you guys, and we'll actually see Jeanna. No, we will not see Jeanna. We will see Jen. Too many J's in this conversation. We'll see Jen and JT tomorrow. So, but we're gonna bid everyone adieu. What are you?
Gina's talking.
Oh,
shut up.
She told you, buddy.
I listen.
Yep. Thanks for having us. It's our honor to be on here with you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Now you can talk. She's done.
Well, what are you going to say?
Well,
we're not heading for the horizon anymore.
No, but you know what? It's time to celebrate.
Oh.
And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. All right, and we're back for the after show after the credits. We'll keep it brief because we've kept you guys already. Down Under Cruisers are about to come on. If you guys are out there, we'll probably stop over and say hey to them. I know they have a special guest, really cool guest who has some visual impairment, who's going to be talking about cruising with disabilities and with dogs. So that'll be cool. So go check out the Down Under Cruisers. But anything going on in the chat now that we?
I mean, there's been I
know it's been all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's been
we have not been looking at the chat
all kinds of questions in chat, and honestly, I don't know if we can cover all of it.
No. If somebody wants to, if somebody's still there and they want to type something else, they can throw it in maybe, and we can hit it in the next minute or two. But
there's lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
The Professor Travel said, question, don't pufferfish get dolphins high when they play with them?
So there is some truth to that, yes. Well, they have to eat them, kind of, I think. Because they put off a toxin that, and really most drugs are just toxins that mess with our brains. So, but yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Dolphins on drugs.
Oh, Nurse Nancy is going to be on your celebration cruise, JT.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Nice.
Nurse Nancy is a force of energy, a force of nature.
I've never met her, but I've seen her on videos, and she's definitely.
She is one of the kindest souls on the planet. And she is a ball of energy, and she's an absolute pleasure to be around. So I definitely would seek her out. And Anthony's a cool guy too. And see if you can, hang out with them a little bit. Maybe get a quick interview with them.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, definitely.
Good interview. Yeah. It's interesting though, because the dynamic here with Kimbra and I is I'm the talker, JT, you're the talker. Jeanna and Stacy are both kind of quiet. Like neither one of them is dominating the conversation. But with Nancy and Anthony, Nancy is the talker. Nancy is the JT and Matt of that couple.
I have a couple beers on the talker.
There we go. All right.
There we go. Hey, she's gonna fit in with you and me, Kimbra.
Jeanna, what kind of beer do you like? Like, do you have a certain type of beer that you beer?
Yeah, I do, but it's only available around here. It's Michelob Golden Light. It's I think in 3 states around us is all. It's not the further it goes, but I do like a Kona Big Wave.
Oh, nice. There's no one. Cool.
Is Kona Big Wave like a darker beer, or
I don't know. Mostly a lighter beer.
Lighter beer.
Right now, when I have we shoot Dart League, and we played darts last night, and I had to. We're doing keto, so I had to watch the carbs. So I had to drink ultra light. It's can I have another water, please?
Right? Yeah. Is this seltzer or is this beer? I'm not sure. Well, because Carnival's so on the horizon and the Vista and Panorama, they I'm sure they brew their own beer and they actually do a pretty good job of it. And they have different styles of beer. The one that you might like might be they have a wheat beer. I feel like that might be the one that you would like. I feel like they might have had a seasonal golden ale on the horizon. I don't remember for sure.
You're asking the wrong person.
Shandy. I like summer shandy too.
They don't have any shandies. At least they haven't that I've seen. They have on the horizon. They have a smoked porter, which is more my style. I like the darker beers. I like a lot of different styles of beer, to be fair, though. And that's pretty good. The red, their red, which is available on most of the ships, but they brew it on there. I think is a really good red ale. But yeah, I would definitely try the beers if you're a beer fan and they do a brewery tour, which is really cool. On there.
So when we were on the Mardi Gras last time, the master brewer, I guess, was there, and he sat down and talked to us, and I watched him do I don't know what the hell it is. I'm a bourbon guy, you know that. I don't do beer. But it was very interesting because the process for the beer, it is very similar to the distillate outward of other alcohols. So it was interesting to me.
It is. It's really cool, and it's also interesting how they deal with some of the things they have to deal with because they're on a ship.
Yeah.
Especially like the smoked porter, like they literally are adding like smoked things, and like, so now you're setting fire to something on a ship. That's usually not a good idea.
Right.
But they have ways to accomplish that. They have a brewmaster on each ship. The one that was originally on Vista, I think, is their main one, if he's still there. And I think he was from like Lakeland or Brandon or somewhere in this vicinity.
That's the guy that we met on the Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Younger guy.
Yeah, I met him, the guy that was training under him, who became the Vista guy. There was a girl on the Horizon, a lady, and we did a scavenger hunt that Dewey set up, and we had to get a picture of the brewmaster working, and we found her, and she posed for us, pretended she was working, and she was really nice. I'm sure she would have done an outstanding brewery tour. It's an extra fee, but you get to sample all the beers.
Yeah.
But if you like beer,
if you're a beer person, it
is a really good tour. It's a really interesting tour, and I think you get your money's worth just because you get to sample like four or five. I think it's 4 beers, but and I think you get like also like a drink as well. So you kind of get your money.
We're gonna have to do a pub crawl.
Okay, yeah.
6 of us.
The 6. We're gonna do a pub crawl.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So we have to. I didn't say we're doing a pub crawl. Okay, we should do a pub crawl. The 6.
Go JT, look, he's crawling to the next pub.
That'll be me.
There goes Kimbra. She's right behind him.
I know Kimbra's limit, so
I mean, that's another nice thing about sea days is that, because I'm always paranoid. We don't drink that much, but we especially I never want to feel sick on a cruise. Like, it's my vacation. But at least when you have like double sea days, especially the 2 in the front, like I feel like I kind of cut loose a little bit on that, maybe the first couple days. And then if I accidentally overdo it, I have a day to recover before I'm in port and I don't mess anything up or anything like that. But I've never that's wood. I've never gotten like feeling sick or hungover on a cruise. Some people can't say that. But she's never been so bad that it like messed up a long period of time. Like, she's
A long period of time.
a whole day. She's never been out for a whole day.
she hasn't either. She just can get motion sick. She can get seasick. And the last cruise we went on was when the hurricane jumped over from the Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And we missed a port.
Because of it.
We missed a port because of it. We rescued some people in a boat. So it was like a very interesting cruise for us. But at one point, she get sick, and it wasn't because of the drinking, just something, the motion, maybe the motion with the alcohol. I don't know, but she was down for a good part of a day.
Captain Billy says, I'm not a toxin, I'm intoxicating. The reason it's called intoxicating. And Paul says Kona is good.
It is very good.
I don't like beer at all, but I wouldn't mind doing the little tour,
Yeah, because it's interesting. It's interesting, like JT is, and yeah, it's slightly, there's chemistry involved, and it's kind of cool.
He likes to taste everything.
Yes,
He'll try my beers even though he knows he's gonna hate them.
I do the same thing.
yeah. Every now and
What
then.
do you drink then?
What?
I like rum, and especially when they're mixed with fruity type drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walk around with a beer, and he walks around with a foo-foo drink.
That's him.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I drink the foo-foo drinks too. But
it might be a bourbon and a foo-foo drink. Hey, I'm set.
Well, Stacy has never had more than a couple drinks. He's never been where he's not in control of his own mind. And we were on a catamaran in Aruba, and we had made some friends, and and all of a sudden we found out they're on the same excursion.
Right.
Her and I were visiting, and I look over and Stacy's got 2, and I know he's already had a couple.
One was for her and one was for me, and then she said she
I
didn't
already
want
had
it.
2.
So
I already had 2.
How it all starts. That's how it all starts now.
So we were on the Allure and we did some tour and they provided rum punch and the guy goes, "Take it slow. These are strong." I said, "Dude, I drink straight bourbon every day. I'm okay." And I had like 3 or 4 and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're good. You can have more now."
This is Rebecca, right?
Yeah.
It says, "I'm not your father's root
No,
beer.
I
like not your father's root beer. Not a big beer drinker, but the pub crawl. Yeah, they did a pub crawl on the group cruise, and we did not.
I was buying a ring.
They enjoyed. Yeah, I was buying a ring. Let's be clear.
Priorities.
In the right order because I don't know how traditions work. But yeah. And then Chris says we like ghosts. I think that's how you say it. Ghosts, and sours.
What is that?
I enjoy those.
What is
hydration.
Huh?
Gotta stay hydrated.
I'm lost.
I don't know what ghosts and sours is.
What is that? Ghosts and sours?
Ghosts and sours are styles of beer.
Okay. That's why we wouldn't know.
sours are usually, and I'm not speaking from a great amount of knowledge here, but I believe sours are usually a little more fruity, and the ghosts are usually kind of like, I think those tend to be fruity, but they're like kind of more dry, like a dry wine kind of thing. So they don't taste like beer, whereas like a lot of beers taste like beer, just like different types of beer. If you don't like beer, it's one you might like. Kind of thing.
Fruity flavor with a little sour.
I'll stick with my bourbon and my foofy drinks.
yeah, me too.
Rebecca's going to eat some dinner. Pedialyte packets. Now we got people giving us advice here. Chris is giving us some advice. If you do drink too much, I've heard Adventures Ahead talk about the Pedialyte too.
Yeah, everybody thinks we're boozers now.
I know, right? That's kind of the impression that we give sometimes. I think when we're talking, it's like actually, if you hang out with us, we don't.
Yeah, we don't either.
Actually drink that much. Like we can't make the drink package pay off for us.
I only drink on a cruise.
Don't look at me.
Yeah. Nobody's looking at you up there, JJ. But I mean, the thing is, like when we're on the cruise, we like to have some drinks, and we want those. It's like part of the fun of the experience, but it's not like we're not drinking all the time where we're.
I will say this on the seashore, you guys tried.
We did. We tried.
I did it on the last day.
That's all that counts. You did it. A day.
I hit what I needed to hit to even that day.
Yep. Chris says, I think he's talking about the sours. It's a light fruity flavor with a little bit of sour, and the ghosts are all ghosts. 8 slurs.
I think that's supposed to be
R sours, but not all sours are ghosts. Now that sounds like the kind of sentence I would say about like turtles or something.
That sounds like what he would say about bourbon.
Yeah, about bourbon.
There you go. Yes, all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbon.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, we will go ahead and sign out here. But thank you guys again for hanging out.
Yep, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
So
you.
looking forward to the celebration cruise. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure.
Definitely.
I'm gonna end the broadcast, but if you guys can both stay on there just for a minute.
Cool. So we'll say goodnight to everybody that's in the chat.
Bye, everybody.
Yep, bye, everybody.
Bye.